Have you ever wondered about God? What do you think? Does God exist? Yes or no? Let's try to answer this extraordinary question with me. You're watching nrjSCIENCE. Before coming to any conclusion, stay tuned and watch the video till the very end. And do not forget to like, subscribe, or share so that you won't miss any update. Support me, and I'll be back with more of these unanswered questions. God, Allah, Jesus, Krishna, Paramatma, Tirthankara, Vaheguru are the names and forms of God believed by different religions. This has been a subject of debate from centuries in the philosophy of religion and popular culture. So stay tuned and watch till the very end of this video. I'll be giving proof and descriptions what's the truth. And do comment your suggestions and your belief about the existence of God. First, let's see both sides of the coin. I mean the proofs and hypotheses that describes God exists or not. Many scientists, atheists has been debating over non-existence of God. Though the religious holy books like the Holy Bible, Bhagavad Gita, Majid-e-Quran have various morals and lessons similar, science has disproved its various statements. Even there has been many hypotheses like Adam and Eve, the first humans on earth, were actually the pre-existing human-like creatures from another planet like Mars who came to the early earth. One random thought that came into my mind, for example, if we humans on earth find a habitable planet and land there, and if there are creatures who would be technologically inferior than us, they might think us as God, as the humans on earth on that planet would be technologically advanced, having spaceships, machines, etc. Similarly, the flying ships like Pushpak Viman and their technology mentioned in holy books can convey the fact that maybe they were just aliens from another planet. Myths are prevalent everywhere. Other myths are, for example, according to one of the myths, turtles swam across the waters, brought up mud from the bottom and created continents. A beautiful story, a wonderful metaphor, but that didn't really happen. The God character himself is also one of those fictions that come to realize may be a useful fiction. Maybe it gave meaning, maybe it gave hope, maybe it gave purpose. Let's work out our definition for God. As noted, God is pure spirit, an immaterial mind who exists outside of time and space. How far then can the atheist go the full distance and prove them false? First, let's discuss three types of people. First, one who believes in existence of God, that's Thiest. One who don't is atheist. And the last who believes in existence of God but not sure whether deities exist are agnostics. So, who are you? Theist, atheist, or agnostic? What Stephen Hawking says? Listen yourself.
And it's my view that the simplest explanation is, there is no God. No one created the universe, and no one directs our fate. This leads me to a profound realization. There is probably no heaven, and no afterlife either. We have this one life to appreciate the grand design of the universe. And for that, I am extremely grateful.
According to the creation myth of Abrahamic religion, Adam and Eve were the first humans created by God. But you know, the story of the fall of Adam is often considered to be an allegory. There is physical evidence that Adam and Eve never existed. Findings in genetics are incompatible with there being a single first pair of human beings. If we take evolution into consideration, it's not possible. So, till now you have seen what atheists can go the distance to prove God doesn't exist. Now, let's see why God may exist. The first reasoning: God is the best explanation of the origin of the universe. Modern science states that the universe began in an event called the Big Bang about 14 billion years ago. I think most lay people don't understand that all matter, energy, space and time came into being at the moment of the Big Bang. So, the Big Bang represents the origin of the universe out of nothing. Now, the difficulty is, of course, that out of nothing, nothing comes. To say the universe just popped in uncaused out of nothing would be worse than the magic when a magician pulls a rabbit out of his hat. At least you have got the magician. But on atheism, you have to say that the universe just popped into being uncaused out of absolutely nothing, which is surely absurd, so that it seems to me far more rational to say that there is a transcendent cause of the universe which brought it into existence. The universe points to an intelligent designer. Listen yourself what Dr. William Kent Craig says.
In this universe depends upon a complex and delicate balance of initial conditions given in the Big Bang itself. In fact, it appears that the universe has been incredibly fine-tuned for the existence of intelligent life from the very moment of its inception. And this fine-tuning is beyond comprehension in its delicacy. To give you an idea of the delicacy of the fine-tuning, let me just give a couple of numbers.
And did you heard about Higgs boson? Some physicists named it as the God particle. The Higgs boson gives us mass, which is how we measure matter, the stuff we are made of. For instance, take DNA. The DNA informs, programs the cell's behavior. All instructions, all teaching, all training comes with intent. Someone who writes an instruction manual does so with purpose. Did you know that in every cell of our bodies, there exists a very detailed instruction code, much like a miniature computer program? DNA code made up of 4 chemicals abbreviated as ATGC, which are arranged in a specific composition. There are 3 billions of these letters in every human cells. Why is it so amazing? One has to ask. I personally am a theist who believe in God. I pray to God periodically. I worship, but as a science student, I am just enthusiastic to know more and more about it. This curiosity led me to make this video. The Earth's perfect distance from Sun, the unique chemical properties of water, the human brain DNA, the number of people who attest to knowing God, the knowing in our hearts and minds to determine if God is there. Pause for a moment and consider this. If a person opposes the probability of a God, then any evidence can be rationalized or explained away. Choosing to believe people have walked on the moon, no amount of information is going to change their thinking. Photographs of astronauts walking on the moon, interviews with the astronaut, all evidence would be worthless because the person has already decided people cannot go to the moon. For those who want to know, the Bible says, "You will seek me and find me. When you seek me with all your heart, I'll be found by you." Simply, what I believe is that the science and God go together. They are integrated, and even more so with the advent of modern science in the last 100 years or so. It actually does make some connection of those seemingly mystical qualities of God. I would like to give you 2 examples to illustrate this. Theologically, we wondered how can God act in this seemingly miraculous ways. I mean, isn't it just a magic and myth? For example, God is described as first omniscient, that is all-knowing outside of time. Second, omnipresent, that is everywhere present. But how is that possible? Let's be more scientific. Theory of relativity and our thought discussion of how that connects to omniscience, that is God is outside of time and knowing all. One facet will focus on velocity and time, that says the faster you go, the slower time goes until you reach your apex at the universal speed limit, that's speed of light. And you know, at the speed of light travels so fast that time actually no longer progresses. You see, their time is not a factor for light, or we might say light is outside of time. Well, I know, but that's theory of relativity. Why this is interesting theologically? Well, theologically that God is described himself as light, and yet we wonder, how could God be omniscient, that is outside of time and knowing all? You see, if we consider God, we know he sees past, present and future all at the same time and knows all, and that seems eerily similar and parallel to the idea that a photon could be outside of time. If modern science tells us that light can be outside of time, then we are not as surprised that God may be outside of time. So now let's talk about omnipresence. That means God is present everywhere. Einstein and other physicists proposed the theory of entanglement, that any change in one particle changes the another when entangled, but they are far more away. If modern science tells us that particles can interact over variable distances, we are not as surprised that God can interact with humans over variable distances and doing that instantaneously. Well, you might ask, so what? Well, again, I believe that science and God, as I came to learn them, are totally interconnected and integrated. And I know you wanna say, wait a minute, proofs by analogy or not proofs? And I know that what I'm saying is there seemingly mystical qualities about God that we thought were magic actually have an interesting precedent in modern science. Over the last few decades, scientists from all around the world have been making discoveries which clearly show that an intelligent designer is responsible for the creation of universe. Many believe that the entire universe came into existence out of nothing by chance. But if you really think about it, nothing couldn't bring the universe into existence because nothing produces nothing, as I mentioned earlier. Everything that begins to exist must have a cause. But many believe that to get a solar system like Earth with a planet suitable for life won't be that difficult. What I personally think, God is faith. God exists, who believe, and who don't, God doesn't exist. I've often seen science have been contradicting the presence of God for decades. Science look for practical proof, not theoretical holy statements. Albert Einstein said, "Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind." Religion without science is blind, rightly said, whereas misconceptions, misbelief, orthodox have been arising in the name of God. The statements from holy books mistranslated again and again in various religions. Forgetting humanity, humans are no more humans. They have just become animals, driven by only misconceptions. In the name of religion, people from different religions have been fighting, killing each other from decades. Even people of same religion, for example Shias and Sunnis, kill each other. What we can learn is either you believe in the existence of God or not. It's okay. Have faith, serve others, progress, help and feed the one who is less lucky, underprivileged. Do comment what you believe, subscribe the channel, share it if you agree. Thank you.